call this meeting to order. This is the regular council meeting here in the village of Woodlawn, January 28th, 2025. We'll all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a short invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, right now, we just want to pause and allow you to just give us the wisdom to run this village. Lord, we ask that you purge our hearts, our minds, that it does not become personal, but what is best for the village of Woodlawn. Lord, I ask for a special blessing right now for our very own Miss Boyd, who had an injury earlier this year, in fact, about 2 weeks ago, Lord. But look what you have done. You have brought her to us tonight to do the business of the village. And for that, God, I am honored and blessed. Lord, I ask right now that you enter in each home here in the village of Woodlawn and bless each person that represents. And Father God, right now, as we close this petition, we ask that you bless those in California during these fires and these uncertain times. And these blessings we ask in thy Son Jesus' name and for his sake. Amen. Amen. Roll call, please.
Esther Boyd.
Present.
Rosemary Brown.
Present.
Cindy Chandler.
Present.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Present.
Robert Lawson.
Present.
Michelle Starr.
Present.
Mayor Poole.
Present. All right, reading in the souls of our previous minutes, regular council meeting from December the 17th, 2024. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to the minutes in front of us? There are no changes. I do need a motion for approval of those minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from December 17th, 2024.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. Special council meeting for organizational meeting, which was held January the 14th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the organizational minutes from January 14, 2025.
I'll second it.
It's not in my packet, but it's right here.
This right here.
All ayes.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Thank you, clerk. Keep me on my toes. I appreciate that. Special council meeting, which was June 21st, was a special council meeting geared around a meeting for the Juneteenth celebration. I need a motion to approve those minutes in front of us.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the special council meeting minutes held on January 21st, 2025.
I'll second it.
Very well. The motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. We have two appointments today to our police department, Mr. Jack Davenport and Stephen Haney. I'm going to ask that both of those gentlemen, Mr. Haney is first, is that correct? All right, Mr. Haney, if you be at the podium along with your family, if they are with you tonight. This is what we call our celebratory session here with you. I know that I came in the PD department about a few weeks ago and we did our officials so you can get out there and begin the training. But we wanted to do this for our residents and for your family. So you all just raise your right hand. You will repeat after me. I, and state your name, please. On my honor. I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character for the public. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
bylaws,
bylaws,
ordinances,
ordinances,
and resolutions
and resolutions
as a police officer,
as a police officer,
without favor or affection,
without favor or affection,
malice or ill will,
malice or ill will,
until I am rightfully discharged,
until I am rightfully discharged,
so help me God.
so help me God.
As the mayor of the Village of Woodlawn, I appoint you to the position of police officer here in the Village of Woodlawn. I'm going to ask that you will pay me. Mr. Name. Right, very well. Again, congratulations and welcome to the great Village of Woodlawn. Again, Woodlawn, Mr. Davenport was sworn in about 3 weeks ago with Officer Haney. Again, we just want to make this so that the village knows who you are, our council knows who you are, and again, this is just a celebratory moment where we just want to celebrate you. All right, is that fair enough? Raise your right hand for me and repeat after me. I, and please state your name,
I, Davenport,
on my honor.
on my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public.
or the public.
I will always
I will always
have the courage
have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will do solemnly swear that I will
I do solemnly swear that I will
uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
bylaws,
bylaws,
ordinances, and resolutions
ordinances, and resolutions.
as a police officer,
As a police officer,
without favor or affection,
without favor or affection,
malice or ill will,
malice or ill will,
until I am rightfully discharged,
until I am rightfully discharged,
so help me God.
so help me God.
As the mayor of the Village of Woodlawn, I do appoint you to the position of police officer. Congratulations again. You can leave this back. All right, that water, I'm gonna give you that. Chief, I'm gonna give you the opportunity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want the baby.
Congratulations.
I want a lot.
time.
What an evening, yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the council, thank you for letting me have this moment. I wanted to kind of go off of the cuff for just a moment, if I may. So, we're so blessed to have these two new additions to our department. So, you know, we're feeling really good about bringing in good people. So, as you can see, we have two devoted family men, two good guys, vetted them out, and they are just awesome. Very happy to have them. I also want to recognize one of my other officers who has been here. I'm very proud to say that this officer was my first hire as the interim police chief.
Oh.
But I want to bring some attention to what he did. Okay? We have what we call mutual aid when other departments call and ask for our help. So this officer responded mutual aid to one of our neighboring communities to someone who was actively breaking into someone's house. So this person had a brick and was attempting to break the window of the house while the officer was there. So while it was happening, the officer was let in. He engaged this person who was attempting to break in, who may or may not have been high on some sort of drug or something like that, rushed at the officer 2 times. One time he attempted to tase him. The taser did not, he deployed the taser, took no effect. He rushed at this officer 2 other times. Both times he was able to push him off one time, kick him one time, and this guy still decided to keep coming at the officer. So he wound up going hands-on, fighting him, and was able to apprehend him, never using any type of lethal force.
That's good stuff.
The video is available if any of you would like to come and see it, but I just felt like that act encapsulated what we
Absolutely.
stand for as a department.
Absolutely.
So all the bad things that we hear out there and everything, I'm so proud of every one of my officers. I stick my neck out for them. I hope that they understand how I feel about them. But I just felt compelled to let you know that because so many
Important.
bad
Yes,
things
yes,
go on.
yes.
So never once went for his firearm, was able to, again, get him apprehended and everything. So I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize Officer Greg Lee with a letter
right.
of commendation.
All right. No worries. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to add that I remember, I'm always remembering when we bring new officers into the village, onto our police department. As a long-term resident, you begin to have these little query fields. Is that person the right fit? Will that person fit with our model as a village, right? You have done that, right? And so at no point did I ever think that it was a wrong pick. I just wanted to make sure that you were part of that team. That right there shows what we're all about here in the village of Woodlawn, and that's working as a team. I love that. Congratulations to you. I know there's greater things happening in that department, and you're part of it. I love it. Congratulations again from all of us. Yes, you are very welcome. All right. might be. You still might be. No. A sign in? No.
It's that time yet,
But do you?
but we do.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. There are no committee reports for the month of January. That is typical. We allow the finance department to go ahead and close out books for 2024. So with that being said, there were no committee for the month of January. That being said, we're going to move right into municipal manager's report, please.
Well, it's going to be difficult to follow the police department.
For sure.
Prepared a brief memo to update council on various items within the village. Juneteenth, 2025, as we noted in our minutes review, we did have a meeting with Call a Play and the village council to discuss Juneteenth. During that meeting, we determined that a Juneteenth planning committee would be formed, and that committee will include council representation with Mayor Poole and Councilmember Brown. We are tentatively planning on having the first meeting on February 6th at 10 o'clock. So I want to make sure we can confirm those dates, and then we'll continue to have meetings after that. Redna Terrace and Chester Road, all the asphalt work was completed on Redna Terrace and Chester Road last year. Additional line striping will be performed in the spring to complete the project. This was a major road improvement for our businesses on Redna Terrace, as well as the community as a whole. We're very excited and proud of the improvements that took place. All of that project was funded in a combination of Ohio Public Works grant money, a small grant from ODOT, and I think we originally thought we weren't going to hit any of the loan monies from OPWC. There was some additional electrical work that's going to take place. We might hit a little bit of that, but once that's completed, Lonnie and I will talk about whether we want to leave that in a loan or simply pay it off. I don't think there'll be a whole lot. Lee Crest Road, we continue to work on plans for Lee Crest Road. The improvements to Lee Crest are being funded by the Ohio Public Works Commission in the amount of $1,119,900. This is an interest-free loan that can be taken up to the 20-year useful life of the project. There's a lot of kind of challenges with Lee Crest. There's some geotechnical engineering that has to take place. For those of you that have driven that enough times, you'll notice there's a certain part of the road that looks like it's kind of starting to slough off into the ravine. There's also a lot of utility work that we have to coordinate. So Duke Gas and Duke Energy, we need to work with those guys. And then there are also actually two water companies that have mains on Lee Crest. There's GCWW that we're all familiar with, and there's another smaller company called Southwestern Ohio Water Company that has mains on Lee Crest as well. So, again, trying to coordinate that work, replace water mains where we can coordinate that with utility companies, as well as gas and electrical work with Duke, so that we don't have to tear the road up right after we fix it. We believe that the project will still begin this year, but the majority of it may be the utility work, with the more heavy construction starting in 2026. So still moving forward on that. Ronnie and Woodstock, again, at the end of last year, we looked into some French drains for Ronnie and Woodstock. We put flyers out to the residents on Ronnie and Woodstock to determine whether they would like to have French drains or leave the rocks that had been installed. Those flyers came back, and it was noted that the majority of the people on Ronnie and Woodstock preferred to leave the rocks. The village council will be provided with a written maintenance plan related to the rocks on Ronnie and Woodstock that will be prepared by Public Works with any necessary input from CT consultants. The Hamilton County Revitalization Grant for 2024. Again, the revitalization grant in 2024 was for a new parking lot project on Taconic Terrace. That will build a new parking lot that will accommodate food trucks. That project will be completed this year, and CT Consultants is in the process of drafting the project to be bid out later on this year. That project, again, is made possible by way of a Hamilton County grant valued at $279,000. So it's another great benefit to our businesses in the village. We were also awarded a Hamilton County facade improvement grant at the end of last year. This grant is valued at $50,000 and will go towards improving the outside appearances of the buildings related to the businesses in the village of Woodlawn. The village did budget an additional $15,000 as part of its capital projects budget to match this grant amount, so there'll be $65,000 total. And the village is scheduled to attend a meeting on February 3rd to learn about the administration of this grant. After that time, we can begin to implement the grant program. So looking forward to that, looking forward to sending our businesses additional information on it. The Springfield Pike and Gruninger improvements are all due to a sorter grant that we received. The project will place new sidewalks on Springfield Pike, running from Gruninger down to Oak Road in Glendale. The bids for the project were open December 12th, with Athletic Construction providing the lowest and best bid. Total bid amount on the project was $1,030,356.81. Construction is set to begin the spring of 2025, and we are working on setting a time up for a pre-construction meeting. Wayne Avenue improvements are also being drafted by CT Consultants. Total project funding related to this grant was provided by the Ohio Public Works Commission. It was a 50-50 split between grant and loans. Total project funding was $835,832. We're looking forward to that project beginning this year as well as some additional sidewalks that will be put into Glendale Milford Road that will run from Wayne Avenue to Chester by way of a SORTA grant in the amount of $470,000. So a lot of construction will be taking place this year. Neighborhood Allies continues to visit the village on the second Friday of each month. Neighborhood Allies will return to Woodlawn on February the 14th. The fire department received a grant for radios late last year. Legislation will be presented tonight to approve the grant contract for the fire department. In terms of buildings and other issues that we're looking at within the village, we met with CT Consultants late last year to discuss our 2025 and future projects. We determined that we would apply for the Safe Streets for All planning grant in January. This grant will pay for planning related to sidewalks in the trickier areas of the village. These areas include Glendale Milford Road running from Wayne Avenue to Springfield Pike, some areas of Marion Road, as well as Springfield Pike going north towards the Century Inn and Commons Apartments. CT Consultants is also reviewing various options for future capital buildings and improvements related to the information gathered as part of the building evaluation last year. These options will include the potential to construct a large building on the bookend site to house all village departments, excluding recreations, as well as constructing a new building for fire and public works on the bookend site and simply renovating or adding to the current municipal building for the police department and administrative departments. CT will also explore various construction options to keep costs down and begin to look for funding sources for the construction. We plan to have continued discussions about these options throughout this year with the goal of presenting a detailed plan to council before the end of the year. Excuse me. We did discuss options for a new amphitheater in the village to be placed on Woodlawn Boulevard. I provided council with some examples of designs for an amphitheater in a memo earlier this month, but we should work towards having more robust conversations about the project that will work towards the creation of design plans that will assist in gaining project funding. We believe it would be best to form a stakeholders group that will include council representation for this purpose. I'll send out additional information about the proposed group soon. In terms of other events going on in the village hosted AdamCon over Martin Luther King weekend. AdamCon is the largest free board game convention in the area, with all proceeds from the event going to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. The village and the event organizers were very happy with the turnout, and the event raised, I think it was just under actually $30,000 for Cincinnati children. So really great turnout. It was a great event. Had a couple of little email conversations with the event coordinator. We had just under 1,000 people that visited our recreation center over the course of that 4 days, so really, really positive. The village will host Black Wall Street on Tuesday, February 20th. The event will feature vendors and discussions as well as entertainment. The Frederick Douglass Foundation will present Dr. Umar Johnson as a keynote speaker at the event. The village, and I'm going to say this until August, the Village of Woodlawn will also host the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra on August 1st of this year. We are very excited to have CSO come back. This is the second year in a row that they've come to visit us. They really liked the area here in Woodlawn, and we're excited to host them on our green space on Woodlawn Boulevard this summer. A couple other items that are going on. There is a first aid CPR class this Saturday at the Recreation Center at 10 o'clock. You need to sign up for that through the Recreation Center, but that is being put on by the fire department. Also, February 13th, the 513 relief bus will be here at the Village of Woodlawn at the Rec Center. They will be providing lunch, and all personnel related to the bus will be here. So as we continue to get more information about everything that will be included with the 513 bus, we'll post that on the website and let everybody know. Let's see. And then I believe the only other thing that I had some other additions to Black Wall Street. There will be an interview with Brandon Hawkins, who is the artist that did the painting up in the Recreation Center. There will be some health and wellness classes put on by the police and fire department. And then we've also partnered with First Commonwealth Bank for this event, which is our local bank here in the Village of Woodlawn. And they'll be providing some financial classes during the event as well. So really good stuff to come down. Make sure if you can get down to that event, it'd be a good time. I did also want to note that late last year, we had a conversation with the Hamilton County Juvenile Court related to the reopening of Hillcrest Academy. The court noted that as part of Governor DeWine's 26-point overhaul of the juvenile justice system, that Hamilton County is to have a community corrections facility. Now, if you recall, the goal of opening Hillcrest was to be a residential treatment facility. So this is a little bit of a change in what they were originally trying to open. They did note that they did not believe that this would change the type of youth that will be present at this facility. And that they are looking to try to reopen the facility in May or June of this year, partially, with fully opening it in November. Now, our neighbors in Wyoming have been on top of this particular issue and timeline, and they are looking to have another town hall meeting with the court to discuss Hillcrest, as well as any issues they believe it may raise. As soon as they're going to go and keep in touch with me about when they're going to have that meeting. I know I've asked Chief Williams to attend that, just be supportive. I'm sure if any council would like to attend, the city would welcome them. And if there are any residents that have questions or concerns about Hillcrest, that's a good time to bring those to attention as well.
Did you give a day and time?
I don't have one yet. I know they're still working on getting that meeting together. So as soon as we get that, we'll make sure that we inform council. And we'll add that to the website as well. That's a big deal for that to be reopened. Other than that, I do not believe there's any new news in the village.
All right, good
News there.
report.
Appreciate it.
Any questions for village manager? All right. Having none, communications, petitions, and claims to the public. Has anyone signed up? All right. All right. So I just want to be very clear. The part of our, thank you, Cindy. part of our organizational meeting in 2025, when council gets together, any rules, anything that have changed in those rules. The only thing that has changed is when you come as a public, to the public, that you have 2 minutes to address council, and we will go from there, okay? Clerk?
We have Constance McWilliams.
Okay. Come on through.
Good evening.
Good
Mayor
evening.
Poole and council, our attorney, our village manager. The reason why I'm here today is that I'm going to speak in regard to me being able to speak to each of you directly from the audience, okay? It was brought to my attention at the last council meeting that I attended on October the 29th, 2024, that I should refrain from speaking to any of you directly from the audience. I was informed that I may talk with you from the podium, as I'm doing now, or after the council meeting is adjourned, or at a committee meeting. However, my interactions with council go outside of the protocol of the way these meetings are conducted. I have a 21-year history with Woodlawn Council and our municipality. I have been to many council meetings over the years and have seen and heard Woodlawn residents engage with you directly from the audience. Additionally, I have watched many other municipalities on cable TV to see how they have been having their meetings conducted, and some of their residents have spoken out from the audience as well. My comfort level in speaking out to you to ask questions has been developed through this. As many of you know, I have been involved with our municipality for the 21 years. I have been the chairperson for the Recreation Commission. I've been the chairperson for We Thrive. I have been a leader in our Friends and Family Day events several years ago, and I've been involved in activities, ongoing since that time. Additionally, I have invested in Woodlawn by obtaining a brick with my name on it, which is located in the beautiful Harmony Park. To get to the point, my reason for asking questions while the meetings are proceeding are this. Woodlawn Council, our attorney, our village manager, you all pose issues or concerns that are frequently affecting the lives and the livelihood of our Woodlawn residents. Your decisions via legislation determine things like our brush and leaf pickup, trash removal and recycling, infrastructure concerning our roads, our recreation center pool, activities like Juneteenth, and so many more, so much more. When these decisions are made, I must ask questions immediately to understand what I and the viewing audience must do or must expect from these decisions. Second, in regard to the viewing audience, many of the people in the audience have the same concerns that I do, and they would like an on-camera response. I'm grateful to be able to speak for them. I also ask questions to you directly because it's not always doable to partake in my options off camera. For example, if I must wait until the meeting is over to speak with the village manager, sometimes someone else wants to speak with him first. So that means that I can't always wait around to speak with him. Additionally, sometimes I have a question for the mayor or council members, and you all immediately go into executive session. Also, I may not know I have a question until I hear a comment from one of the committee reports that council informs of or the village manager states the issue from his report. I don't want to have to wait to address these things. And last thing, my questions usually do not warrant me coming to a committee meeting to get a quick answer. In summary, I stand ready each month to come to the council meetings when I can do so. I'm making it known now that unless it's written in the charter or somewhere else that I can read it, I will continue to engage with you. You know, I'm not trying to be belligerent or cause any problems. I just trying to get an answer. So, and I learned that my involvement does not affect the clerk of court's note-taking in any way. If anyone has any concerns about this, you know, I'm willing to listen. Please tell me how you feel about it. And I thank you, that's it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
I want to address that now instead of putting that off. There was a slight change in our agenda where the village manager, along with our committee reports, are done before the petition and claims from the public. Hopefully, out of both of those reports, either committee or the village manager's report, your question hopefully is answered. If it is not answered, again, you have the right to address council. My take on the blurting out from the audience is just for order. That's all I'm asking for, is that we begin to have a clean order in here. But definitely, we will not discount whatever that concern is that you may have to either council or to our village manager or whomever that is. So again, we try to put those meetings at the top, the village manager's report follow, and then we do the petition from the public to council. And hopefully in that spot there, your question hopefully have been answered by either one of those reports, okay? But at no time do you have, when you come to the council meeting, you have the right to sign in and address this council at any meeting.
I also wanted to ask you about November and December meetings. I never get to come to them, but I don't know, do you have a November, December meeting?
November, we typically, November is the same, which is that last Tuesday of the month. It normally falls either, Thanksgiving feel a little weird this year.
I was gonna say, it's right before
But we
Thanksgiving.
kept that, whatever that fourth Tuesday is, we kept that. In the month of December, we have always historically changed that because it always falls during the Christmas, right at Christmas. So we typically always have council around between the 15th and the 18th of the month, every December. Okay.
All right.
Did I answer that? All right.
Thank you very
And
much.
it is posted as well. Yes. All right.
Posted,
It is posted just like if it was a normal meeting, the clerk makes sure that that is posted on wherever she
on the
posted.
It's usually on the
Website, the doors.
I find it challenging to find our meetings and when they're coming up on the website. So
Okay.
I just want
We'll
to
look
state that.
Gotcha. I'll check
Thank
that
you.
out. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else, clerk?
No, sir, that's
Okay, all right. Finance Director's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Before I get into the report, there's a report required by Ohio law on asset forfeiture and restricted funds. We're required to report to council once a year. We have 3 funds. Two of those funds had no balance and no activity. Those are the Office of Criminal Justice Service Grant and the Drug Law Enforcement Fund. The Law Enforcement Trust Fund had a balance of $364 and no activity, no revenues or expenses during the year. So I'll pass this.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
I did send out, excuse me, in lieu of the Finance Committee meeting, I sent out the information earlier in the month. The income tax came in December at $699,000, $119. That was broken down. General fund received $556,863. Road $91,189. Debt was $32,828, and capital projects $18,239. So for the year, the road tax receipts were $20,429. Disbursements were $25,660. Excuse me. The fund balance is $1,927,796. Village income tax revenues were 4% less than less than 2023 and 2% below 2022. They did come in over estimate for the year. We set our estimate, Tim said it, lower this year, and we exceeded that estimate. So that helped the general fund balance to end with a healthy amount. The general fund at December 31st, 2024, had collected 104% of the budgeted revenues and expended 82% of the appropriations. I'm sorry, that was for all funds.
Okay.
All funds had received 104% and expended 82% of appropriations. General fund had collected 103% of budgeted revenue and expended 85% of budgeted expenditures. Total receipts and disbursements for December, village collected $613,098, dispersed $860,094. Included in the packet earlier were the fund balance, fund status reports. The general fund cash balance increased from December 31st, 2023 to December 31st, 2024, increased from $2.8 million to $3.7 million. Some of that money was encumbered for future expenditures, but general fund balance looks very healthy. As we look to set the 25 budget, the permanent budget, we can take that into consideration. Overtime report, the village spent $41,325 in overtime for December. Police and fire department accounted for 59% and 34% of the overtime charges, respectively, through December 31st. Currently, the village, at the end of 24, the village had spent $452,759 more in salaries in 23 than in 24, for a 9% increase over 2023. Recreation report, the revenues were revenues were under expenditures for the general fund by $385,339. The We Thrive grant revenues were over by $4,160, and the pool levy revenues under expenditures by $6,627. Also included in tonight's packet for your approval is the receipt and disbursement listing and the bank reconciliation.
I have a question, that 380, I'm sorry,
Thank you. Go ahead.
the 380,000, I know I ask this a lot, but I just wanna, that is tied to the National Armory, is that why the 380
Yes.
is being under?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, one of the expenses, they had done some improvements in the building. One of the months, the expenses were very, very high. So the last invoice that came in, which didn't get paid in December, was a lot less, like $20,000.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the chair.
Yes, I need a motion to approve Thank
Okay.
you. Ms. Chan.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the receipt listing, payment listing, and bank reconciliation from December 2024.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. All right, appreciate that. All right. Law Director.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item. At the last council meeting, we discussed the fact that the village had received 2 notices with respect to liquor license issues. One was to transfer a liquor license at 10088 Springfield Pike, and the other was a new application for a liquor permit at 10075 Springfield Pike. At that meeting, council determined it would request a continuance to give administration and police department opportunity to review those applications and make a recommendation to council. That continuance was granted, and after speaking with the police and administration, it is recommended that village council request a hearing on the liquor license for 10088 Springfield Pike and not request a hearing on 10075 Springfield Pike.
Correct.
We'll need a motion for each of those.
All right. 10075, and what was the other one?
10088.
88. All right. I need a motion that we request a hearing for the liquor permit that is being requested at 10088 Springfield Pike.
I make a motion that we request a hearing for business at 1088 Springfield Pike.
100.
10088 Springfield Pike.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion that we are declining a hearing for the liquor permit at the 10075 Springfield Pike.
I'll make a motion that we are declining a hearing for the property located at 10075 Springfield Pike.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well, thank you.
Nothing further.
All right. Couple things in my report tonight. One, I want council to put tentatively on your schedule for February the 27th, and this is a tentative date. We will make sure that robocalls go out. But I am going to be doing a State of the Village address, tentatively scheduled for February the 27th. That will begin at 6 a.m. 6 p.m. A.m. works for me. 6 p.m. And that will be at the Recreation Center and the auditorium. That is a tentative date. So we just need to make sure with the manager and the director that that date will work for me. So that's a tentative date. And again, I will make sure that all of you are aware of that date once it is concreted by tomorrow. And then we will begin doing robocalls to the community for that. Really some great information that's going to come out of that, okay? With the new administration on the federal level, there are some things that I truly believe that are coming down the pipe that could negatively affect not just Woodlawn, but areas. One that is dear and true to my heart is Children Hunger Alliance. That email was sent out. Tim, you followed up with me just to make sure that I was going to be part of that. Mayors across the U.S. are joining forces to end child hunger. As early as today, I believe that the SNAP benefits were cut. And so with that being said, I believe that we're going to see an uptick in that. And so I'm going to be forming a small group, again, I will kind of bring you back in once I get it all together, that we can address that and continue to address that. Because what I'd like to do is to get with our area churches first to come up with a plan. I believe that a lot of this stuff is going to happen out of churches. That's just my opinion. But I'm hoping that I can get these churches, pastors on board to address some of the things that are coming down the pike from the federal level. That one is very dear to my heart. So certainly we do not want any child to go hungry. And so we're going to address that head on. As we talk about some kudos I just want to give out. I know that January whatever it was, that Monday, Sunday, whatever it was, when we had the most snow that I probably we all seen in some years. Hats off to our public director and her team, Ms. Vicky back there. Hats off to you. I know that I spoke back and forth with the manager. The manager shared with me about where you wanted to be, but you couldn't be because of the weather. You did a phenomenal job. You did just like they did in the city of Cincinnati. We had to call you off because it was just doing nothing. So please let your team know that we appreciate what they did out there in that disrespectful cold, is what I call it. And again, congratulations, you did a phenomenal job, and I want you to know that. Moving on to the recreation department, I was under the weather during the holiday, but got some real feedback on your AdamCom convention, the board game. Really good feedback. And so that gave us another light that was through the lens where they say, wow, they're doing something different in the village of Woodlawn. So again, to you and your new team, congratulations. We are looking forward to all the great things that are happening in the recreation, starting in February with our Black Wall Street. Excited about that. So again, congratulations to your team as well. Okay? I understand in 2024, we ended the year, would I be right? I'm looking at my finance director over there, that we ended the year on a good note. And that is something that we all should pride ourselves in, because, boy, I tell you what, here in the last 4 years, that word "no" in the finance department has really went a long way. So I believe that Tim started the word "no," and then it just came over. But congratulations to you and your team. I see the assistant finance director in the back there. Hands off to your team for all that you did in 2024 as well. As I have these conversations with the team here at the beginning of the year, it's a lot of work to be done in 2025. They are busy down here. They are busy, 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 and they're making sure that they are making sure that we are taken care of. From our clerk standpoint, she makes sure that we are taken care of. We are on top of it. Our meeting, our notices, she's on top of it. So publicly, we want to say thank you for a wonderful 2024, a great year. And then to the left of me, she always keeps me abreast, keeps us abreast. Here in the village that has anything related to legal. She's on top of it, and she's wanting this village to move just like we do. So thank you for a great 2024 as well. And then last but not least, my buddy over there, our village manager, who have come, and I think back, Tim, when you came to us as our finance director, you have made strides in this village that if you don't see it, I don't know what you're not watching, but things are happening here in the village of Woodlawn. They're going to continue to happen. We have a little piece of legislation that is going to just do just that. We talked about our economic development, pumping that up in 2025. And what happens? He gets a call about another piece of property that they want the village of Woodlawn to have, not have, to have for us to develop. So let me say it that way. So hats off to you for always just continuing to be in the trenches. And so hands off to you as well. And then to our residents who are always resilient of any change that we have. They've embraced some of all of the positive things that we've seen in the village. And I like to hear not only the good, but I want to hear what we can do better. And we get residents that come and share with that. So to our residents, hats off to you as well for a great 2024. And great things are going to happen. The police and fire are not here, but those two departments, they know how we feel about them. But when we talk about our departments, boy, are they all working as a team. Oh my goodness, I seen it during that storm. I got a good laugh, where police and fire got out of their trucks, got out of their car, including the police chief, pushing people out of being stuck. So, you know what? I don't see that very often, but here in Woodlawn,
Picking people up off
and
the
then,
ice.
and then, as my prayer said earlier, I am just grateful to see Miss Boyd out. We talked about when she went into the hospital a few weeks ago, I went rushing to see her because you know what? I felt her pain because I went through the same thing a year before. And look at God, what he done for me, he's doing the same for her. So I'm gonna say that I'm just excited that you are here with us tonight. And again, Team 2025, it's gonna be some decisions that we're gonna have to make. We may not like them, but they're hard decisions that we're doing the best and the right thing for this village. So pat yourself on the back, as I say at school, pat yourself on the back and give yourself a hand clap as well. All right. That's all I said for me. I'm gonna move right into legislation if we could.
Mayor, do we have approval for your
Yeah.
mayor's
Ooh,
report?
ooh.
Mayor's Court.
Vice Mayor. Oh, sorry. And before Vice Mayor gets in there, for the public who do not know, each year the council is tasked to select a vice mayor amongst its rank. This year, the council unanimously selected Ms. Pam Fitzgerald as our vice mayor for the year 2025. Congratulations on your appointment as well. All right. Thank you for keeping me on task. See, Mom? Got it. Legislation.
Oh, no, we gotta do the
Still
minutes.
need to-
I'm still, well, I'm sorry. On you, Pam.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the mayor's monthly statement in the amount of $44,207.12.
I'll second.
The motion been moved and properly second. All, yes. The motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. Legislation.
All right. First item of the year, ordinance 01-2025, an ordinance changing the contribution to the mayor's court computer fund on each citation payout or at court adjudication from $10 to $20 and declaring an emergency.
All right. I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 01-2025.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 01-2025.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second on the suspension. Roll call, please.
Esther Boyd?
Aye.
Rosemary Brown? Cindy Chandler?
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald?
Aye.
Robert Lawson?
Aye.
Michelle Starr?
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 01-2025.
I'll make a motion for passage for ordinance number 01-2025.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Esther Boyd?
Aye.
Rosemary Brown? Cindy Chandler?
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald?
Aye.
Robert Lawson?
Aye.
Michelle Starr?
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion declaring an emergency to ordinance number 01-2025.
I'd like to make a motion to declare ordinance number 01-2025 an emergency.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the emergency, please.
Esther Boyd?
Aye.
Rosemary Brown? Cindy Chandler?
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald?
Aye.
Robert Lawson?
Aye.
Michelle Starr?
Aye.
Very well.
The next item is Resolution 01-2025, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a purchase and sale agreement to acquire certain property in the village of Woodlawn.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 01-2025.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 01-2025.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
The next item is Resolution 02-2025, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a grant agreement between the Ohio Department of Commerce, Division of State Fire Marshal, and the Village of Woodlawn, Ohio.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 02-2025.
I'll make a motion for passage of resolution number 02-2025.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald. Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown.
And the last item is Resolution 03-2025, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs, and to execute contracts as required.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 03-2025.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 03-2025.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
Esther Boyd. Rosemary Brown. Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Very well, motion passed. All right. Is there any new business? Having none, go ahead, Michelle.
I'd like
I'm
to.
sorry.
I'd like to just really take a quick minute to publicly thank my team, because it's been a whole year that I've been on, and I really appreciate the patience, the support, and just the help that you guys have given me over the, I received a lot of helpful information with committees, with reports, with just the whole process, and I just want to publicly say thank you. I appreciate your time. and your help.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the team.
All right. Good stuff. Yes, Ms. Boyd.
I just want to talk about two things. I
Sure.
took some people who, well, one person was homeless and some other people who had trouble with their phones and phone bills, and Metro PC is up in our plaza here.
Yeah,
They helped people, got bills straight, got phones back on, so I want to give them a shout out.
I
We
appreciate
had to go up there several times, but the manager was so wonderful with
Okay.
people.
Good.
And our fire and all of our services are awesome, but when I looked up from that ground and I saw here comes Amos, when the ambulance could not get down to pick me up off of the ice, and here Amos got down there, picked me, he, my partner, my other half, and the park ranger picked me up. Amos orchestrated it, put me in the back of the Tahoe, drove me to the top where the ambulance worker fell down, and then he helped me. That's how slippery it was. But then he helped me. I mean, they all helped me, took me to the hospital. Woodlawn has so much respect out at Westchester Hospital, where I went, Westchester UC. And now we have all the respect down at the Drake Rehab, where I talked about Woodlawn, and everybody, wow, Woodlawn sounds like a great place to live. I bragged on all of them. And it is.
Good.
I was just saying the things we do.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow.
Yeah.
So
Good.
we're
Good
really doing
stuff.
a good job.
We're just happy you with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen. Lights. We are
Yes.
happy. Yes. So with that, does anybody have any other business? Having no other business, I do need a motion for adjournment, please.
I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
I'll second.
The motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. Enjoy the rest of your evening.